Hey guys, Sophia here with Turquoise Toffee, and I'm back with another video. Today we're talking about the 2024 IFBB Pro League AGP Pro Bikini results. We've seen a lot of these girls recently, and this top 5 is so good. Everybody is leveling up, the competition is fierce, and this was a really great show. So in terms of Olympia, last year's top 3 are automatically qualified in the bikini division. And then the winner of every contest all over the world within the qualification period, which was October 9th all the way through till September 15th, the winner of those shows gets to go to Olympia as well. So we don't have a point system anymore. There's no rewards for 2nd through 5th. It is just that first place winner who gets to go to Olympia. Very exciting, but super high stakes. Okay, so here's a look at the scorecard. Wow. Okay, in first place, Daye, second, Lee, third, Jibin, fourth, Charlotte, and fifth, Mang RW. And when you look at the scores, it was very even all the way through 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So the judges were in agreement. So here's Mang RW in 5th place, and she looks unbelievable. I can't get over her legs. I think she has such a nice amount of muscle, beautiful size, great definition. I love the detail coming through in the quad and the back leg. I love this line she gets, just outlining the whole quad, the groove in the hip, the detail by her kneecap, this teardrop shape. To me, that's just absolutely beautiful. I can say, though, when you look at Mang RW compared to the other girls in the lineup, her legs are bigger. She has more muscle, more curve, and more size. So that might be something that is actually not to her advantage, just in comparison to the other girls. But I personally love it. I think her legs are stunning. It's the first thing I notice is those beautiful quads. She also has an extremely gorgeous stomach, really flat, nice oblique, just the right amount of conditioning to show the oblique without being too much six-pack muscle showing through. And then she has a really beautiful, almost, I don't want to say delicate curve to her lat and her shoulders. It's not overly exaggerated. It's not extreme. She just has this really nice, beautiful shape. I noticed that S curve. I think she's posing really well. Her shoulders look lovely. Nice amount of muscle in her arms. Just overall, I think she's really, really gorgeous, but perhaps a tad bit too much muscle size in those quads. Okay, next in 4th place was Charlotte. Love seeing her in the red bikini. That's different. It looks fabulous, especially with the backdrop. It looks really good. Her hair looks dark, sleek. Her tan is gorgeous, beautiful muscle definition coming through. So she's got a little bit more conditioning, I would say. You see a lot of those six-pack lines. Her obliques are so just chiseled out. This groove in her hip here, great definition around the quad. Her legs are not as round as our last competitor, so not quite as much quad, not quite as much curve to the hamstring. And normally that's something I would say I would love to see a little bit more, but I think, again, in this lineup, she's got just kind of the right amount of size without going too overboard. She's got the most incredible delts. I think her shoulders are so beautiful, great curves, amazing width, and she's posing in a way that really shows off that curve, but a good balance between the upper body and the lower. Like her glute is really sticking far out to line up nicely with the delt. I do think, though, that she needs a bit more curve to the top of the glute. There's a lot of slope and almost a straight line, and I want to see more roundness up in here. But overall, I'm just loving her look. I love how muscular she looks. I love the detail in the delts, the conditioning, that outlining in the muscles in her arms. Her poise is beautiful. She looks very tall, upright. Her shoulders look broad. Her chest and collarbone is open. I think she's just stunning. Okay, next in 3rd is Jibin. Absolutely beautiful. I love the richness of her tan in her legs and her abs. It's such a beautiful dark color. It does to me, and maybe it's just the photo, I feel like her upper body could have been a little bit darker. It seems lighter compared to the kind of torso down, but it could just be the photo. I think she's got beautiful curves to the quad sweep, nice detail outlining the quad. This groove here in the hip is nice. A little bit of definition coming through in the back leg. Her midsection is so small, like a tiny waistline with great ab detail and really nice curve from the delt to the lats. I think she's got a really beautiful overall shape. I do think she also could have a little bit more of curve to the top of the glute in here. And you know what? Maybe even a little bit more size into the delts. I think she could have a little bit more width to really draw your eye to that balance between the upper and lower. So just a few more curves, a little bit more evenness with the tan, but she's so pretty. Her makeup is beautiful. I love this swoop in her hair. The dark hair with the red suit is gorgeous. We've seen it a few times now. Dark hair, red suit. It looks so good. She's beautiful. Okay, next in second place is Lee. I love that she's not in a red suit, so she stands out. It's different. It's beautiful with the backdrop. It's very eye-catching and a lot of contrast with the background, but also with her skin tone. So looks stunning. Her makeup is very complimentary, very pretty, very feminine. She's got a sweetness about her with this pretty lilac color. I think she's got an incredible waistline, absolutely gorgeous obliques, nice amount of detail in her abs, good size to her glutes, and a great balance with her lats. I definitely noticed that width in her muscle here, nice amount of fullness in the shoulders. I like that she's getting a good curve on the back shoulder as well. However, I do find that there's a slight leaning, like this shoulder seems a little bit higher than this one, almost as if this hand was pulling. And I wish that this shoulder was just a little higher up, like if she actually pulled the ribs, pulled up the chest, opened up the shoulders, and really had the shoulders in line with each other. I think that would help to really showcase the hourglass. But I think she's got great definition. I'm loving the groove, the line surrounding her quad, nice amount of detail coming through on the back leg. Her legs are not overly round with hamstring and quad, but you can see she's got nice muscle definition and nice size in proportion to the glute, the upper body. Her posing looks really nice. She's showing off her calves, showing off the glute. I think she looks really beautiful, but I particularly love that she didn't wear red, only because she really stands out. And now in first place, Daye. Oh man, she looks awesome. Really great glute size, and the curve is stunning. So there's no slope, there's no straight line. It looks like a really nice rounded shape. Her legs also look really quite full and rounded. She's not as defined in the shape of the quad as we're seeing on some of the other competitors, right? She doesn't have that really firm, clear, easy to see line coming down the leg. So there's a softness in the conditioning in the lower body. Her legs still look full, round, not a huge amount of quad sweep or hamstring, but the legs themselves are nice and full, bubbly, and really beautifully proportioned with the size of her glutes. Extremely small waistline with great definition in her abs. So she's got more of a softness in the legs, but definitely very defined and kind of ripped and muscly in her torso and up. I think you notice that definition coming through in her shoulders, in her rib cage, in her arms. Very lean. Beautiful red suit. I love that she coordinated with the red lipstick. Gorgeous dark red, dark mahogany, brown tan. It looks really stunning. And I'm loving all the gloss that she's got on the hip, on her oblique, on her delts. She's just shining and glowing, and she looks incredible. Great calves, great posing, beautiful overall physique. Okay, so here's everyone side by side. This is where I noticed Mangru's legs are a lot bigger and rounder and fuller than the rest. She's got more size. That quad sweep is outshining everybody else's. And that's maybe not something that they want. You know, she ended up in 5th place. Perhaps they're looking for a slightly more, less full, less muscular shape in the legs. Now, in terms of glutes, this is where I think our first place winner really takes the stage. She's got a gorgeous little curve into the bottom of the glute. I think Lee in second also has that nice curvy shape. Jibin has a little bit more of a straight line, as does Charlotte. So for both of those athletes, I'd love to see that little bit more curve. I definitely noticed Charlotte's delts. She's got such a beautiful width to her upper body. But our first place winner here, I'm noticing very much her posture and her posing. She's so upright. Her shoulders are open and back, and I see the hourglass really clearly. I think Lee really needs to work on getting this shoulder higher and more open so that she's not as... there's just that slightest bit of an angle, particularly when you see how level Jibin and Da-Ye are beside her. She does have that bit of an angle, and I don't think it shows off her physique as well. Okay, from behind, love this V-shape cut into the hair. I think that is so strategic. It definitely makes your eye flow and notice that hourglass shape. A lot of her tiny waistline is showing through. I love it. I think Jibin could have a little bit less length on her hair just so we see the waist a bit better. I think we've got some amazing legs here on Mang RW. She's got a lot of quad sweep and crazy length into the glute ham tie-ins. Really fabulous. Charlotte, I think, could have had a little bit more detail coming onto the outside edge of the tie-ins, but she's got some nice detail coming into the hamstrings here. And also maybe a slightly more narrow stance. To me, she's looking quite wide, and I know she wants to maintain balance with her very broad upper body, but it almost looks too wide, just a hair. I think Jibin could have had a little bit more sharpness coming into the back of the legs, a little more of the hamstring definition. Lee, gorgeous. Love the shape and fullness in her glutes, but I think you see our first place winner has a little bit more roundness at this widest part. Very full, very wide, and really well balanced with the delts. I think Lee is a little bit more narrow in the glutes compared to her delts, and I think that was something that helped propel first place. All right, so in terms of Olympia, there she is, qualified. So that's it for this show. There are more competitions coming up this weekend. I will be back with recaps of all of those, so make sure you subscribe, give me a like if you like this video, comment your thoughts below, and come find me. I'm on Instagram at turquoise toffee.